Namaste, Hare Krishna. Bhaktya tu ananya sakyah ahameva vido arjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. The sloka in chapter 11 tells there is no other means other than bhakti that one can attain the Supreme Lord, and that bhakti should be undivided. The glory of this chapter is narrated by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati through an historic event. Mother Parvati requested Lord Shiva to instruct her on the glory of the 11th chapter of the Gita. Lord Shiva said, "My dear Devi, there are many stories which bring out the glory of the 11th chapter. I shall now tell you just one of them. On the shores of the river Pranitai, the city by name Mehankara is situated. A temple of Lord Narasimha is situated there. A Brahmana named Sunanda was spending his days in the worship of the Lord. He had complete control of his sense organs and had overcome his ego and the pride of possession. Every day he would sit in the temple, and with utmost devotion and interest he would read the 11th chapter of the Gita methodically. One day he set out on a journey to bathe in the holy rivers. Reaching the banks of Godavari, he bathed in the river and performed the daily rituals. From there he proceeded further. By the time he reached a village en route, the sun had set, and he decided to spend the night in that village. But no one was prepared to put him up for the night until at the last the head man of the village offered him a place to sleep in. After having good rest, the Brahmana offered his morning prayers and was getting ready to resume his journey. The head man came right in front of this Brahmana. Bowing down, he said, "My dear sir, none has survived after staying here overnight. Clearly, there is some greatness in you. I would like to honor you and be your host for few more days. Please do halt in this village for few more days before you can proceed with your journey." And the Brahmana agreed to the request. Thus passed a week over there. On the 8th morning, the headman rushed in, crying. He said that a demon had eaten up his son and begged the Brahmana to restore his son to him. The Brahmana questioned, "Who is this demon? How come he ate your son? Tell me in detail." The headman replied, "A demon who lives here was eating up many of us as and when he liked. All of us pleaded with the demon, saying, 'Please do not kill the people of this village in this manner. We would offer you the travelers who pass through this place, and you could make a meal of them and stay comfortably.' The demon agreed. Since then, we would trick any passers through this village to stay for the night. The place we offered you to stay the first night, that is where the demon comes and picks up his meal. As per the agreement and arrangement, I made you also sleep in that place so that the demon can come and pick you up for its meal. But due to your greatness, the demon did not kill you. When you survived, I became aware of your greatness, and that is why I asked you to spend few more days here. And it is good that you are here. Then why are you in sorrow now the Brahmana asked. The headman narrated, "Some travelers came last night. As usual, I made them stay in that place and sent my son along to make the arrangements. My son, who's not into the secret, who doesn't know the secret, stayed with them and slept there. The demon came, killed my son along with the others. On knowing this, I questioned the demon as to how he could kill my son. The demon said, as he was sleeping along with the travelers, I took him to be one of them. Where is my mistake in this? I prayed to the demon that he bring at least just my son back to life, restore him to me." The demon replied, "If your son is to come back to life, it is only possible if the others who too were eaten are also restored to life. To that end, I shall suggest a way out. Listen." And I was very attentively, eagerly waiting to hear what the demon going to say, so I can get my son out, back to life. The demon continued, "Once an eagle was flying up in the sky, carrying a bone. The bone was a part of the body of a Brahmana who had read the 11th chapter methodically. While the eagle was flying, the bone slipped and fell into a pond. On seeing this event, a jnani got into the pond, took a holy bath, and performed the rites for his ancestors. Some other persons, witnessing the action of the learned man, asked him why he did that, because the water is not pure. It is not proper to take bath in it. The jnani replied, "A bone of a man who had read the 11th chapter of the Gita methodically has fallen into this pond. It has purified this pond, and the water is now sacred." On hearing this, the others also took bath in the sanctified water of the pond and attained good station. As I know all this, I have learnt the glory of the 11th chapter. Hence, you bring a person who reads daily the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita methodically. Let him read the 11th chapter duly in my presence, and then let him sprinkle water on me with his own hands. This way, I will be freed from my curse, and your son and the travelers would also come back to life. To do all this, the Brahmana you are adoring now is the best. He reads the 11th chapter every day. That is the reason I could not kill him the other day. So run, go to him, beg him, ask him to come and recite the 11th chapter and do things that I told you. So on hearing all this, I have come rushing to you. You alone can save my son." The Brahmana asked, "What curse turned him into a demon? Do you know?" The headman replied, "The demon was actually a Brahmana in his earlier birth, tending his fields. One day, he was walking towards his field, and an old Brahmana was also there. An eagle attacked the old man and took a bite of his flesh. He, being very weak to fight against the eagle, he cried out in pain. Those others who were witnessing all this, they didn't take any action. They were simply walking away. At that time, a rishi happened to pass by. He noticed that the old man was being tormented by the eagle, and the able people were not helping him. Moved by compassion of the old man, he shouted to the other Brahmana who was witnessing all this, which was happening to the old man, and he said, "O Brahmana, chase away the eagle, chase it away." But the Brahmana did not pay any attention. He ignored and kept walking away. The eagle killed the old Brahmana. The rishi got very upset of what happened, and he cursed that Brahmana, saying, "O sinner, you saw this old Brahmana being killed, and still you did not care for it. You just walked away. Therefore, you become a demon." Hearing the curse, the Brahmana ran back towards the rishi and fell at his feet and begged for forgiveness and asked him how he can be freed from this curse. The rishi said, "When a person who reads the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita in your presence and sprinkles the water on you with his own hand, you will be freed of this curse." Remembering it, the demon told me, "You and I must pray to that Brahmana, that is you, to come and recite the 11th chapter and save him from the curse and save my son." Hearing the whole story, the Brahmana graciously agreed to do so. He went in front of the demon and he prayed to the Lord and started reciting the 11th chapter. Then he sprinkled the water on the demon. Immediately the demon shed his body of a Rakshasa and appeared in a celestial body. Not only him, also those who had been eaten by him. The headman, when he saw his son, he invited his son to come home. But the son, who have gained the knowledge of the self, replied to his father, "Like you, I have had many fathers in past, so you are not the only father to me. There is no any irrevocable relationship that exists between you and I. We came together due to our past karma, and now that relationship comes to an end. As I understood what self means, what Paramatma means, likewise you also become detached and meditate upon the Supreme Lord and try to attain Him." Hearing these words from his own son, the head man developed discrimination, started meditating on the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and obtained liberation. That is the glory of chapter 11. After hearing the glories of Krishna in the 10th chapter, Arjuna wanted to see all those opulences, and that has been shown to Arjuna by Krishna in this chapter. Krishna gave him the divine sight by which he can see the universal form, the cosmic form, and it is only by having single-minded devotion one can know him, one can see him, one can attain him. And that is the key message from this 11th chapter. Namaste. Hare Krishna.